Last train. Out of platform B. I used to think the subway sleeps after midnight. Gates down, track lights on low, a wind that tastes like pennies, moving somewhere you can't see. I'm 25, the overnight agent at a downtown station the city forgot to modernize. Tile that sweats, speakers that buzz like flies. My job is simple. Clean the kiosk glass, reset fare gates when they sulk, raid the public address in a voice that sounds steadier than I feel, and never step past the yellow line. If something falls, my supervisor said, call it in. Don't be a hero. 2 rules live taped inside the booth. Don't unlock the track gate for anyone, and don't kill the platform lights all the way. Leave them at 30% so the rats believe in God. It was a Tuesday sliding into Wednesday. Last trains had gone. The cleaning crew had taken their mops and jokes upstairs. I flipped the sign to closed for maintenance, but kept the platform door open for late transfers. The cameras stitched the station into a 12-tile quilt. Stairs, mezzanine, both ends of B platform. The mouth of the tunnel, black like a pupil. At 12:19 a.m., the first odd thing was almost polite. The PA console lit without my thumb on the talk button and played a slice of our standard announcement in a woman-s warm museum voice we retired years ago. Please stand behind the yellow line. Then the same sentence again, slower, like the words were being lowered into place by hand. I thumbed the switch off. It kept a breathy hiss, like someone closer than the mic. Glitch, I told the booth glass, and wrote, PA looped in the log, to prove I was the kind of person who writes things down. At 12:31, 2 knocks came from the tunnel mouth. Not a drip, not a train settling. Knuckles on tile, measured. They carried down the platform and tucked themselves under the bench. I stood without meaning to and watched the black. Cold rolled out of it, the way air rolls out of a freezer when you open it for milk in the middle of the night. Something moved in the darkness, like a sleeve brushing a wall. I leaned into camera 4, grainy, gray, and zoomed until the pixels forgot how to be picture. Nothing, just the suggestion of a shoulder that might have been my own breath on the glass. At 12:47, the track intrusion sensor pinged active and then calmed. Nothing on the rails. No feet, no trash bag, no raccoon with a death wish. The third rail breaker indicator flicked low and righted itself like a person stumbling and pretending they meant to. The hairs on my forearms decided to become their own animals. I swept the platform because movement quiets stupid ideas. Dust caught in the cones of half-dead fluorescent tubes. The yellow line glowed an old bruise. In the middle of my second pass, the track gate at the far end clicked just once, the way a latch learns if it still remembers how to be a latch. Contractors, I called down the tile and hated the way my voice sounded like a kid in a basement. No answer. Somewhere under the grate, a water pump coughed and settled. Back in the booth, the PA decided to be brave. Please stand behind the... It began, and then changed its mind mid-word and said, don't go down. Not our script, not our voice exactly. The shape of the words felt wet, like the speaker had leaned too close with a mouth full of wrong water. My radio hissed. Station B overnight. Anyone on my track? A beat. Then the operator's tired voice. A friend of night people everywhere. You're cold. Nothing scheduled. Copy, I said. I almost asked her to say my name like normal people do when they're not alone. I didn't. At 1:06, the cameras blinked together, the way a person blinks when they're trying not to. On camera 6, the view of the far bench. A figure sat and didn't. It occupied a frame, and then rearranged itself into the bench's shadow. When I reversed 10 seconds and played it again, the frame met me with a smear across the lens, 5 long ovals and a heel, sliding down a finger and a half before fading. I picked up the PA to chase my own voice with something human. Attention, maintenance personnel. If you are on site, announce yourself to the booth. The echo came back the way echoes do in old tile. A ghost that learned my cadence and wanted to wear it. The track gate clicked again. My hand found the key ring anyway, like keys are protection. The key for that lock is red-topped and heavy. I turned it in my palm and told myself no. The kind of breath that slides over the skin of your ear in a dark theater when someone leans in to tell you the worst part. The PA exhaled with it. Please stand behind the... Don't. The last word landed like a dropped coin. I stepped out of the booth because sitting made my bones feel like furniture. The platform felt longer than platforms do. Tiles under my feet held on to their chill. When I reached the yellow line, I stopped the way a dog stops at an invisible fence. Tap, tap. The sound came from the tunnel throat. Not pleading, I stayed behind the line because the first rule you ever learn about trains is that lines are to us decorations. From the black, a light bloomed and died, too fast for a headlamp, too soft to belong to equipment. Don't go down, the PA repeated, more certain now, as if the building had decided to be on my side. I walked to the far end to check the gate up close, but the bottom of the gate, where it meets the concrete lip, was dusted with wet grit in the shape of a shoe, not big enough to be a man, S, and not small enough to be a kid, S. The tread made no sense. It looked like fingers. Okay, I told the air, because declarations are armor. We're closed, the tunnel answered with a hiss that became language. After, just that, a single word torn into thirds. Next. Train on the info board calmly insisted no service like a mother S hand. Your station reported a brief third rail drop, she said. You opening the gate? Good, she said, and added, softer, like a human, and not a job. Stay in the booth. I wanted to. I didn't. The dark rose up as if it had been practicing my height. I felt it consider my balance. Then, a foot closer to the booth, 2 more. Like something inside the dark was tapping out, come back on tile. I went back. I went behind glass, which is where night people belong. I lifted the PA and read the whole script in my best daytime voice. For me. For your safety, please remain behind the yellow line. Do not attempt to retrieve items from the track. A station agent will assist you. At 3:13, because of course things have favorite hours, every monitor blinked once, and the platform lights dimmed to the exact brightness of a memory. On camera 4, the tunnel's mouth reflected my booth window and someone standing at my shoulder, head tilted, eyes varnished, wrong the way security footage makes them, mouth parted as if saying the first half of don't. I turned and found nothing but the glass and my own day off face, living where I work. The PA sighed one more sentence. With a patient wait I will hear, until I am a dead, do not go down. Then the console cooled. The clocks agreed on their numbers. The station remembered how to be a station. At 5:02, the first crew came in with brooms and coffee. The older guy with the keys, Miguel, all mustache and stories, glanced at my log. You get the tunnel voice? He asked, like a person asking about a neighborhood dog. I stared. That a joke? He shrugged. Some nights the old PA bleeds the wrong channel. Some voices feel heavier than others. He tapped the chain on the track gate with 2 knuckles. Tap, tap, and nodded when it answered with the same sound back from the tile like an inside joke. "Leave it locked," he said, and moved on. I put in for day shifts the following week. HR pretended not to know why. My supervisor signed the form with a face that said she did. On my last midnighter, I peeled the rules tape off the booth and stuck it to the inside of my wallet like a saint card. Do not unlock the track gate. Stay behind the yellow line. The hallway outside my door goes impossibly still. At 3:13, like a city turned its head to listen. When I drop my keys, I don't crouch as far as the floor wants me to. I let things be lost and found by daylight. Sometimes, when the wind pushes through the vent and presses its cool mouth close to my ear, I hear the building I used to work in borrow my own voice and hand it back. Dawn, tea go down. And I don't. I stand behind a line I can't see, and I let the dark keep what's fallen.
If you survived this far, leave your like to prove you are not afraid.